troubled 90-day. Fiance couple leaves America after heartbreaking news about family member. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. A 90-day fiancé happily ever after. Couple has left America following the tragic death of their family member. Tragic cast deaths on 90-Day Fiancé have deeply impacted viewers and highlighted the real-life drama beyond the screen. Notable losses include Jason Hitch, who passed away from COVID-19 at age 45, and veteran star David Murphy, who died at 66 following long-term health issues. Their stories resonated strongly with fans. Other heartbreaking moments include Glenda Standridge's death hours after Angela Deem's wedding, and the devastating loss of Adriel, the baby son of Annie Francisco and Robert Springs. These emotional moments on 90-Day Fiancé and its spin-offs show that the real-life struggles of cast members can be just as intense as the drama on screen, leading to questions about these reality show deaths and instances of 90-Day Fiancé tragedy. Julia Trubkina and Brandon Gibbs had a surprising update for their fans amid the loss of their son. Julia recently took to Instagram to reveal she was no longer in America and Brandon had accompanied her. "Hello, Hong Kong," Julia wrote in her caption. She revealed it was her and Brandon's long-time desire to visit Japan, but they didn't want to fly so far and not visit a few more countries that were close by. Julia added that they would spend a few days in Hong Kong, followed by Macau, and then head to Japan. What Julia Brandon's Hong Kong getaway means for marriage, says Julia's heartbreak. Brandon's turning point in their marriage. Julia and Brandon's relationship hasn't really been smooth sailing from the start. Even before Julia moved to the US to marry Brandon, he had accused her of cheating on him with her ex-boyfriend, even though she and Brandon were on a break. Julia was never able to win back his trust and later faced challenges navigating life in America due to Brandon's parents. Ron and Betty Gibbs's over-involvement in their son's life created discomfort for Julia. It was certain that she would never be able to move to her dream city like Miami because Brandon would always live close to Ron and Betty in Virginia. While she managed to move out of the family farm, Brandon gave their new house key to his mom. However, Brandon didn't like the fact that Julia wanted her parents to come to America. To make matters worse, Julia's pet dog Simba, whom she considered her son, recently passed away. Julia didn't want kids of her own despite Brandon pressuring her, and Seema was her best friend, who died from a stroke. It appears Brandon has finally decided to give Julia everything she wants in the marriage to make her happy, and it involves them leaving America behind, even for a little while, so she can clear her head. Brandon is proving that he does care about Julia and can put her needs before his responsibilities towards his parents. While he may not be able to cut the cord yet, he could put his foot down when his mother's and father's demands from Julia get too ridiculous. His efforts to prove his love for Julia show that their marriage can still be saved. Just our take on Julia, confirming. If she's still together with Brandon, Julia Brandon's franchise comeback promises drama growth. Julia and Brandon are making their franchise comeback with 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Season 9. The previews suggest that Brandon will still be insisting they have a baby, despite Julia not being ready to do it mentally. She is also silently dealing with health issues she's not ready to talk about. However, therapy might have worked its magic on the couple since they are now on their dream vacation. Julia Trubkina, who is from Russia and is a cast member on 90-Day Fiancé, relocated to the US to marry Brandon Gibbs. Since then, she has faced numerous challenges, including repeated robberies and break-ins, health issues, and financial strain. Now, in another update via Instagram stories on Friday, July 18th, Julia talked about yet another robbery incident that had pushed her to the brink, leading to a hospital visit amid overwhelming stress. "Unfortunately, my nerves failed me today. I cried for a long time. I really need to take a break from everything," she wrote. Julia's most recent struggle follows months of grieving the death of her dog, Simba, and resolving persistent marital issues with Brandon. The reality star seems to be under stress as a result of the recent auto break-in, which led to stolen gift cards and increased worry. The 90 Day Fiancé cast member shared the heartbreaking news via Instagram on Friday that her car had been broken into again. Notably, this is yet another instance in just 3 years that she has been the victim of theft. She felt emotionally and physically exhausted by the violation, even though no important documents were taken this time. She went on to share the same on her Instagram stories. First, our car was broken into again. This time, fortunately, no important documents. They took the gift cards that we didn't even have time to open. After first time, of course, no one finds my documents and card. People who will text me not leaving your stuff in your car, they're so bad if you think this way. Of course I reported it to the police. We have cameras everywhere. Of her. Her passport, credit cards, and other belongings were taken from her car in April 2023. And this most recent crime reminded her of that experience. Julia described at the time how the criminals had made purchases using her cards, which added to her anxiety. The repeat offence had only deepened her sense of vulnerability, aggravating the anxiety she has battled for years. The 90 Day Fiancé star opened up about the intense stress of the heist that had taken its toll on her emotionally. For that, she had to seek medical help. She revealed in a follow-up post on Instagram stories the same day that she was afraid to have tests and procedures done, especially after someone started photographing her during the hospital visit without her permission. I'm already scared to take all these tests, nerves, etc., and a man stands and films me on the phone. I couldn't stand it and went to him and he left, saying I was filming my wife. Seriously, no one was there except me and Brandon. What wife were you filming? She wrote. Julia's health struggles are not new. She has previously opened up on 90 Day Fiancé about living with anxiety, especially after Simba's passing. For Julia, Simba was like a son. Fans are concerned about her long-term well-being because of the stress caused by the mix of sorrow, marital strain, and now another robbery. Even if Julia's recent posts indicate that Brandon has been more helpful this time, there are still a lot of unsolved problems in their relationship. The couple's appearance on 90 Day The Last Resort revealed some trust concerns resulting from their ongoing argument about having children and Julia's previous. After years of public ups and downs with husband Brandon Gibbs, 90 Day Fiancé star Julia Trubkina is opening up about a far more personal heartbreak, the devastating loss of her beloved dog, Simba, whom she considered her son. About 5 years ago, Julia moved from Russia to the US on a K-1 visa to marry Brandon. Despite being together for nearly a decade, their relationship has faced serious challenges, including a near divorce that played out on 90 Day, The Last Resort, a spin-off designed to help struggling couples through therapy. By the end of the tell-all, Brandon and Julia were the only couple who officially stayed together, even agreeing to relocate Julia's parents to the US. But in May 2025, they were hit with an unimaginable loss, the death of Simba. While grieving, Julia spent time visiting family in Belgrade, Serbia, notably without Brandon, and shared a touching Instagram story about a dream she had. Last night I saw you in my dream for the first time in a month and a half since you were gone. And even in my dream you tried to protect me from a bear, and I tried to protect you. Us, how Julia Trubkina's beloved dog. Simba became her anchor after leaving Russia on 90 Day Fiancé. Moving to America was a massive adjustment for Julia. Trading her fast-paced city life in Russia as a go-go dancer for a quiet farm in Virginia with Brandon and his parents was a dramatic shift. Not only did Julia lose her support system when she moved to America, but she quickly had to adjust to the country life and care for farm animals, which wasn't what she envisioned in her role as an American wife. Luckily, though, Julia had her beloved son Simba, who remained her loyal companion during these challenging times. Even when her husband struggled to connect with her, Simba offered her unconditional support through his calming presence. In the time they were together, Julia cared for her pet, as if it were her own son. However, it's likely his absence has added to the voidance in her life and may also contribute to her struggle with maternal love. Julia's dream of protecting Simba may reflect the love and emotion she wishes she had expressed more fully in real life. 90 Day Fiance star Julia continues to mourn, and fans react. In April 2025, Simba was diagnosed with an illness that ultimately led to his death. Though it's been over a month, Julia's grief remains palpable. Simba wasn't just a pet. He was a true friend and constant, unconditional companion with whom she shared a deep emotional bond. Given the couple's ongoing struggle with the decision to have children, Julia's pain is even more understandable. Additionally, travelling out of the country to reconnect with family, but lacking her husband's physical support, may have likely contributed to the internal turmoil. In the end, it isn't unusual for people to still dream about people or even their pets after a passing. Her heartfelt post in May about losing Simba prompted a flood of responses from fans. She shared, "Run on the rainbow, my boy. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I really hope I was a good mommy for you. The pain I feel cannot be expressed in words or tears. My best beloved boy, you will always be in my heart. Thank you for being in my life. I don't know what I will do without you. I love you with all my heart, Simba." Fans replied with comments like, "Rip sweet Simba and so sorry losing a pet is heartbreaking. Dogs are family." Julia's story struck a chord with many in the 90 Day Fiancé community, as fans shared their own experiences with losing beloved pets. 90 Day Fiancé's Julia Trubkina reveals identity of mystery man after leaving America without Brandon. A mystery man in 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after. Star. Julia Trubkina's photos left fans confused after she left the US without Brandon Gibbs. Julia and Brandon from 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 9 were first seen in 90 DF Season 8 when Julia moved to Virginia on a K-1 visa. Julia is from Russia, and once she received her citizenship, Julia wanted to bring her parents to visit her. However, Brandon was against the idea. Brandon also pushed Julia to have kids. Brandon and Julia's marital issues remained unsolved, even after couples therapy on the last resort. Julia seemingly went against Brandon's wishes recently when she took her parents to a visa interview. A mystery man accompanied Julia in the photos from Serbia. Julia has now revealed the identity of the unidentified man in her Instagram post. "Are we look similar?" Julia wrote as the caption for her photo album that had pictures of her smoking hookah with the man. In a different photo, Julia and the man were caught jumping midair on camera with the Belgrade fortress in the background. He also appeared in a selfie Julia clicked with her parents. Julia explained in her caption that she received a lot of messages asking, "Who is this?" Julia added, "This is my brother." Julia recently revealed that she was in Belgrade, Serbia, and shared several photos with her family. One of the pictures included a man fans didn't recognize, which led to speculation about his identity. Since Brandon was noticeably absent from the photos, some followers began questioning his whereabouts. Julia posing with the unidentified man instead of her husband sparked rumors that she might be seeing someone new. However, she later clarified on Instagram that the man was her sibling, signaling her intent to clear up any misunderstandings among her followers. Julia cheated on Brandon during a brief split before she moved to the United States, and the incident has left a lasting impact on their relationship. Even after 5 years of marriage, Brandon has not fully forgiven her. Tension resurfaced when Julia attended her parents' visa interview without Brandon, signaling that the decision was hers alone, and she disregarded his input. She had filed for their visa behind his back, a move that reportedly left Brandon furious, especially when the truth came out during a therapy session. Julia wants fans to know she hasn't left Brandon or started a new relationship. She will be returning for a new season of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, though her and Brandon's storyline for Season 9 remains under wraps. The couple is confirmed to be part of the cast, but their absence from the trailer hints at possible surprises. Whether the show will address the current state of their marriage is still unclear. For now, Julia seems to be in a better place emotionally after spending months mourning the loss of her beloved pet dog.